Atochin chitab kolenjin elekab emet chekisibi en Kass TV choton chebo sait tisab kainenyu ko Shadrack Mutai itagat kerat en ketesiet nebo police en Central en taonit nebo Nakuru. MP nebo Kuresoi North Alfred Mutai ole tetat ketitab kirwok raini asikirwokyi kotinygei ak chemarget nekibit en komosta noton nebo Nyota ole kinyor kakotanosiek biik somoku en tai koitita Mutai ofis cheechen chebo DCI en Nakuru asikomuch kosir logoiyot kotinygei ak noton kobaten en let kokakimuch keker inendet.
Kokiitita ofisisiek chebo DCI en county nebo Nakuru MP nebo Kuresoi North Alfred Mutai asikosir logoiyot kotinygei ak chemarget nekikibaorionji en betut nebo Ijumaa en komosta nebo Kuresoi North en igorta nekibo Youth and Women Empowerment nekikakisuldaen en komosta nebo Umoja en wardit nebo Nyota. Kosubkei ak okiliot nebo Mutai Benson Kuto Ogetho ko kaitita inendet ofisisiek choton asikosir logoiyot.
He has presented himself as a law-abiding citizen based on the allegations that have been being peddled in the media about his involvement of whatever has been happening. So he's a law-abiding citizen and is here. He has not gone into hiding and is here to give his statement on whatever happened. I think that is all I can state by now. The rule of law, let the rule of law triumph in this particular matter.
Komiten Mutai ak MP nebo Rongai Bol Chebor nekamwa kole komiten Mutai konyoru konyoiset kosubkei ak nekinyor kakotanosiek yekingobokyi inendet neranik en betunoton.
We have accompanied Mheshimiwa Mutai to record his statement. That's where we are now. So tunataka kuingia hapa tujue Mheshimiwa andike statement yake ile ilifanyika vile alifanyiwa.
En tai ko kakiitita kapkirwok nebo Nakuru ak kitiakta neranik 12 chekibwotyin kele kikotinygei ak chemarget nekibaorionji en betunoton bo Ijumaa. En taitab kirwokindet Vincent Adet kokosom keker neranichoton betusiek 21 ofisaek chechuldoen chikilisiet asi kowong chikilisiet kit nekoesio okiliot nekotelelchin neranichoton. En let ko en tilet nebo kapkirwok ko kakitiakta neranichoton en bond nebo rabisiek 50,000.
It further emerged from the evidence that the respondents were not arrested at the scene of the alleged offence but were arrested later in the evening at a compound of the area member of parliament. The deponent was not able to state with certainty the respondents were among those who torched the motor vehicle. This actually casts doubt on the direct linkage between the respondent and the alleged offence. Each respondent shall be released on a cash bail of Kenya shillings 20,000 plus one contact person who shall act as a surety.
Kongeten county nebo Nakuru, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyun ko Sylvester Rono.
Ngebe komosta nebo Ang'ata Barigoi ole kakobor kaimetab keming'ik chebo Ang'ata Barigoi en Transmara South kosibkei ak nemwoe kole kokobun icheket usisiet kobun ofisaek chebo GSU en operation neisuldoen icheket kosibkei nemwaat kele kikibeten sobet ofisayat agenge nebo GSU en keberatan en kasarta nekitieme koik kiagik chekimuch kechor. Kamwa meng'ichoton kole kokonyor biret neo missing en kobun ofisaek choton tindoi neregek ole chang tesetai en konyor konyoiset ole mwoe kole nyolu kobit ng'alalet nebo chokyinet nebo kitonosi usisiet kobun ofisaek choton nebo GSU.
Kondochin Samuel Ang'at ak David Tonui komwa meng'ichoton kole bune ichek nyalilda neo en eunekab ofisaek choton nebo GSU chemwaat kele koibokyi en Jumapili ak Jumatatu kokwet nebo Kabusa ak nebo Ng'endalel ak kometechi chechang en meng'ichoton kakotenosiek chetesetai konyoru konyoiset en sipitalisiek.
Kokimwa ole bichu kikamwa kele kikoini sikochobwech ak kole nyemetin kochobwech kole titwech kimenye Kenya kandu kikirile kele inam kura asibit itoret Ang'ata yon kikiyoeunen tumine kimakinai Ruto mutyo pole nyoiwek ak kikibe opposite en ele kitokibendi kosot komakinai tun ele kitokyingei amun makomi imanit kikibore kele koiku nenyo kongoi nam ng'echeret ak kiribei kotab kolenjin missing korib Tibale ak keng'alal lugait non keng'alal kikokichomu yai sabu chekere ak inai elewekindoi mugulelwekab biikab Lang'ata kot koterektagei asikole ruto.
Kamwa ichek kora kole koibokyi korik, kanisosiek ak dukosiek ofisaek choton bo ripsetab kalyet ak kobut dukosiek choton ak koib malikwak. Ole kamwa kole kokotestai konyor asenet neo.
Tom keker any tuguk cheu chu kabisa kong'eten en sobenyo. Kobut kanisa ak kobir vyombo. Makingen any kele tesetai ne nguni. Kimi kityo, kimi timi. Makingen kit netesetai kabisa, lagok ko makingen ele mi. Makingen lagok ele mi kabar bello. Kokoib tuguk kabisa, kobut tugosiek ak koib tuguk chechang nebo kwong'ut. Ak kotesta sataka kora. Makingen any kele kiburtoy ano en kabusa en Lang'ata jumla. Makingen kabisa. Kiib mbarenik, kobut korik, ibe mainik, ibe ngokenik, tuga, nego, konde karisiek. Tesetai ne nguni. Makingen any. Osarundecho na.
Kounoton kokoito kurset koityi president nebo emoni, governor nebo county nebo Narok Patrick Ole Ntutu en kwenutab kandoik alak koriren ichek ak kotelelsi ofisaek choton mwaat kele tindo neregek kot missing kosibgei ak nekiterchin ak alak en meng'ik en kasarta nekisibi kiagik chemwaat kele kikakichor en kebeberaton. Kong'eten Ang'ata Barigoi en county nebo Narok, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Albert Tonoi.
Magat kowal atebosiek kipsomaninik chemiten sukulisiek choton chebo high school asimakikerchi sang en tetutikab serikali en betusiek chebwone kotiengei ak atebosiek chemonyolunotin. Niton kosibgei ak director nebo somanet en Elgeyo Marakwet Isaac Kipkoskei nemwa kole angot kotestai ak yautik choton chebo tebeletab sukulisiek koboto ng'emetab mali komuch komanyor icheket certificates choton chebo good conduct kebendi tai nemuch kotoret icheket en nyorunetab boisionik.
Kakokoito kateunet ofisayat neo nebo somanet en county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Isaac Kipkoskei koityi kipsomaninik chetete kosuldae yautikab kambakosiek ak belsetab sukulisiek kole kiipchini kakwautik chekimen chebo ng'atutik. Kong'ololi eng sukulitab Sergoit Comprehensive School nemite Keyo North komwa director noto bo somanet kole magat eng kipsomaninik tugul kosub atebosiek chemiach ak kogiljigei tetutikwak chebo somanet kuye magat.
Serikali wanasema ukipata wewe una misbehave kwa shule unatumwa nyumbani, ama kama utumwi nyumbani you will be arrested. Hata kama uko na miaka 3 unaenda cell, unapitia due process ya discipline na hizo vitu ya kotini, na hapo wakati hata ukifanya mtihani upite vizuri, hata upate ka A yako uende university, life will be still difficult because kuna ile barua ambayo inaitwa good conduct kutoka kwa polisi. Wazazi, good conduct is a very important document kwa CVs ya watoto wetu. Na kama mtoto amekanyaga polisi for one reason or another, hiyo good conduct haitapatikana kama iko safi. Itaitwa bad conduct. Na wewe mtoto atakosa kuelekea penye anafaa aelekewe. So let us be disciplined students. Wazazi tuwaongeleshe watoto wetu wakuwe discipline.
Logoiwek chotok kaikochi tiet rubeyotab governor eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet Professor Grace Cheserek nekasom sigik koboisie kasari nebo kamung'et anan half term ak kotikon lagokwai kotomo kowektagei sukul. Kaikimit komwa Cheserek kole mamagat eng sigik kotabangei ak lagokwai amu notok kit nekiwekta let atebetab lagok eng sukul.
Be a good role model to your child. Sasa unaambia mtoto usifanye hivi na wewe mwenyewe unafanya vile. So these children, they are angels. Our water primary na JSS, they are angels. Their hearts are very clean. Sisi wasasi ndio tunawafanya wakuwe better people ama tutawa haribu hapo mbele. So wasasi, mimi nikiwa mmoja wao, let us take responsibility. Let us take our responsibility very well. Knowing that huyu mtoto hawezi kaa na wewe milele. You only have this child after 22, 23. Akimaliza university, akienda polytechnic aende 1 year 2 years.
Kong'ete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Andrew Kimeto chitab kolenjin koikoito kurset koityi sigik komuch kokimit somanet en lagokwak chemengechen kosubkei ak First Lady ng'ololen sukulit noton nebo Currency Primary yan kokoito kweyonik komwa kole bo komonut en stakeholders chebo somanet kokimit somanet neboto lagok chemengechen kamwa kole noton ko imanda nebo kipsomaninik ak lagok konyor somanet nenyolunot.
The President firmly believes that every child deserves a fair opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed regardless of their background or circumstances. He remains committed to initiatives that support the well-being, education, and dignity of our children, recognizing that investing in them is one of the most important investments we can make as a nation. Ladies and gentlemen and learners, one of the ways we are putting this commitment into action is through the Voice of Children initiative, established under my office. The initiative is founded on a simple belief that children should not only be heard, but also be supported. Through our provision, protection, and participation pillars, we work to ensure children have the resources they need, grow up in safe environments, have opportunities to express themselves, and contribute to issues that affect their lives. Today's gift of shoes falls under our provision pillar. It reflects our commitment to responding to practical needs that help children learn, grow, and thrive. Because when we invest in children, we invest in Kenya's future.
To be here this morning as the Minister for Gender, which is Mothers and Fathers, Culture and Children's Services, I'm grateful to be part of this team. I've been with the First Lady in many schools where she has done such. We've been in Rift Valley, we've been in Ukambani, we've been in several places, and she has done well. She's mama doing good. Children feel good. You can see now like that, they are playing. Once they are given those shoes, they'll start looking at the shoes, they forget there are even visitors around. So thank you so much, First Lady, for the good work that you are doing. May the Lord God bless you.
This is not the first time you are doing work with the education sector. I remember for very many years, you have been running a program on mentorship of the Form 1 students. I remember those days when I used to be the Regional Director of Education, and there are many times that you were able to visit many schools under that particular program. This particular program that you have come here today is a very important component that will support the teaching and learning process because it's something that is very dear to these young people here. So, Your Excellency, we are indeed very happy, and we promise to partner with you as the Ministry of Education in all the programs that are geared towards ensuring that the teaching and learning of our students goes on uninterrupted.
What you've done to these children, the gift of shoes, goes beyond shoes. It is restoring dignity to our children and giving them the confidence. Today is just to thank you so much for making time to be with us here. And once this is done, I would like to welcome you across the other end so that you'd one day come and meet your daughters there at the Currency Girls Secondary School. It is one of our only girls secondary school who I also know will do very well with your mentorship. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Kakokimit gavana noton nebo county nebo Narok Patrick Ole Ntutu kole manyolu kobit chemarget ak kambaget en county noton en betutab kwang'wan kasi en kasarta netetat keyai kambaget nekibwoti en kenyisiek 2 kong'eten ngebar neranik cheterter kitestai kibeten sobonwek en kambaget nekitestai en kenyitab 2024 koesio tetutiet noton nebo sirtoet nebo finance bill kosibkei ak Ntutu konoton ng'eme kasuldaetab mung'aret ak missing kong'eme rutoito noton nebo kiprutoinik icheket boisiet komosta nebo mbugetab tiong'ik nebo Masai Mara.
Najua kuna maandamano imeitishwa tarehe 25 kukumbuka wale ambao watoto wetu tulipoteza mwaka mbili iliyopita. Tunasema pole kwa wale ambao walipoteza maisha. Hata sisi kama hapa county tulipoteza watoto wawili, lakini ningependa kuwaomba kwa heshima kuu ya kwamba maandamano haiwezi saidia, na kwa sababu kuna wale wametangaza ya kwamba watafika kwa kila town hapa county ya Narok. Sisi ni county ambayo tuko na jamii zote ya Kenya ambayo wanaishi hapa, na kitu kidogo kama maandamano ama kitu kidogo ambayo mtu anaenda kurusha mawe, unaweza rusha mawe na mtu arushe rungu, na hizo mbili ikipatana sio mzuri. So nimetoa onyo na nimewaomba kwa vijana wetu hapa hii town yetu. Saa hizi tunashukuru Mungu, watalii wengi watakuwa wakitumia hii town kwenda huko Masai Mara, na tungependa wageni wetu kutoka ng'ambo waone ya kwamba tuko na furugu hapa hii town. Na sisi tunajua kama ilikuwa ni peaceful demonstration hatungekuwa na shida, lakini mimi nimefanya kazi miaka 25 kwa serikali, sijaona peaceful demonstration kwa Kenya. Bado sisi kama Afrika hatujajua peaceful demonstration. Peaceful demonstration ni kukuja kurusha mawe kwa polisi na kutupa mawe kwa hizi manyumba. Naomba usijaribu tarehe 25 kuja town ya Narok. Town ya Narok watu wako peaceful, wanafanya biashara yao, na hatungependa kuona watu wakiumizwa tena ama kuuliwa tena. Kukumbuka kwa wale ambao wameaga dunia, sio kukuja tena kuua wale wengine. Basi inamaanisha leo wengine wakikufa tarehe 25 tena wakuja wafanya anniversary? Hapana. So kwa vijana wetu, Narok is a no-go zone. Hatutaki mtu yote akuja maandamano. Sisi tuko very busy, tunafuna mahindi, ngano hiyo ndio hiyo karibu iwe tayari. Wageni wetu kutoka ng'ambo wanakuja kwenda Masai Mara. Tafadhalini Wakenya, sisi mtuheshimu, kwa sababu tunataka Wakenya wote ambao wanaishi town wanafanya biashara, tusikuje kuleta furugu kidogo, kwa sababu Narok County iko very sensitive. Inaanza kama maandamano iwe kitu ingine. Ni kweli ama sio kweli wananchi? So tafadhalini mwote hiyo.
Kagoityin kayanchinet serikalitab emetab Kenya nebo Japan nebo tawarakikochi kamuget ak toretet nemagat emoni nebo kotoi kochopchigei karisiek oret agenge nebo kotononjigei kosibgei ak President William Ruto komwa kole kebendi tai kowendi emetab Kenya kotononjigei ak mising en chobet nebo karisiek choton cheboisien kimnotetab sitimet.
5 billion shillings will fund the reduction of energy losses program. Reliable, affordable power is the backbone of every factory and every home. By cutting technical and commercial losses, we lower the cost of energy, steady our grid, and make Kenyan industry more competitive. Cheaper and cleaner power is the foundation of an industrial economy. Approximately 4 billion will support Kenya's reform and development agenda. This reflects Kenya's confidence and Japan's support in the progress we are making and our commitment to responsible economic management. This will help reinforce essential public services, protect key social investments, and strengthen the institutions that underpin sustainable growth. Together, these three priorities carry a single message: Japan's trust in Kenya's direction and Kenya's commitment to manage every cent with discipline, transparency, and accountability.
Your Excellency, this journey began a while back, to be exact around 2024, but today it has culminated in the signing of the two documents that we have just signed here. And one is that we are signing the loan financing agreement, and also the MOU on how to monitor the implementation of this project, which I think is very, very critical in ensuring value for money. So just two things. Number one is this agreement is coming with about 3 components. Apart from the one that is directed towards the private sector on automobile, we also have the component of the energy component that has been spoken to. And finally, of course, we have a little component on budgetary support. But Your Excellency, going forward into the next financial year, we have given an indication that we would want also to get more involved in getting more funding for budgetary support. This is in line with our strategy. And our strategy as a country is that we are exploring other alternative, more concessional funding models, given our situation in terms of fiscal space. And this is one of those initiatives where we are exploring other alternative sources of funding, which are much, much more cheaper than the commercial rates at which we have been borrowing. Samurai bond, if you check, you'll find that the borrowing is between 0.5 and 3%, depending on the credit rating of a sovereign. So this is one of those initiatives that we are taking as a government to explore other alternative, more cheaper funding models. And finally, it's also helping us in ensuring that we deal with the foreign exchange risks, which are associated with over-reliance and over-dependent on one particular currency as in terms of our loan portfolio. So I am grateful that this is being realized today, and thank you, Your Excellency.
The automotive industry is not just about the automotive industry. It has many other associated industries. I know your passion in textile, but as we do the upholstery for the vehicle, we have demand for the upholstery. As we do the leather for the vehicles, for the dashboard and all that, again, we have demand for, for the leather products and all that. So it has a huge multiply effect. And our young men who are out there not too sure what to do will have an opportunity to work meaningfully in the industry. Your Excellency, allow me also to say that in our discussions around how we can improve our exports to the world, we always go with our basket of coffee, tea, and avocado. But as you all know, the value of those compared to finished goods such as vehicles is very different. So as a country, we must improve the value of our export baskets. And the first and surest way is through this automotive bill. So Your Excellency, I want to say that arising from our discussions, also with our friends, including South Africa, you are able to help us overcome a very huge challenge of how we can be able to join the automotive supply chain in South Africa.
Yekistoenge noton kikosirikon akobo kabatisiet noton nebo chaik nebo Papoti ole kakimuch kekoito kurset nebo ketestai kibarait sirosiek chemuch keoldechi Papoti chengeten emoni koityi emotinwekab sang. Buskapseyat neo en benkit nebo Equity Dr. James Mwangi komwoe kole kotestai konyor chamet neo kot mising chaik choton chebo Papoti chekioldo en emoni mising koityi taonit nebo Paris en emet nebo France.
A couple of months. We're glad that the Kenya government, the French government, did everything they could to support the Kenyan and the French people to accomplish a major milestone. For the Kenyans, we are learning from the French culture of premium products, of lifestyle. I think Kenyan, we are really good at commodities, producing coffee, tea, but not processing and adding value. So today I was very privileged to visit Paredite shop out there on my own without my friend, just to be sure, and seeing 4 Kenyan brands of Aberdare Kenya tea sitting besides the globally known brand, and seeing the same price tag. Paredite has been kind and generous in building a fair trade with our farmers. And the price, I'm a small-scale farmer. If I'm able to deliver the tea to him, I can see my price going 30 times of what traditional commodity tea tea price is, to long-lasting relationship between our peoples. To our people. Cheers.
Just celebrate the joy of helping the tea farmers in Kenya. This is the first step. Now, Palais d'été will do his best to keep the contact, of course, avec each tea farmer, to try year after year to increase the delicious production of Orthodox tea and to promote and to market in France, and not only in France. We are in different countries of Europe, and let's try to make Kenyan tea a name. And of course, the geographical indication is can be also extremely useful. Thanks to Martin, thanks James, and thanks to everyone being here for them to celebrate the joy of helping tea farmers and celebrate also the friendship between Kenya and France.
In Kenya, relationships are strengthened when people sit together and have a cup of tea. So I believe that this partnership has been strengthened by this tea that we're sharing, which is really a traditional Kenyan way of things. But now this tea is a bit different. We've after our game now we're refining things the Parisian way, and I'm really glad to be part of this journey. Kenya and France have strong bilateral relationships that are really anchored on economy. And over time, it's like you've said, Madam Kagia, has continuously increased. Initially, we had 30 companies from France. Now there are about 140. And really, that is a sign of our relationship getting stronger. With Africa Forward Summit, definitely, our relations are strengthened further. Kenya is an agricultural country. 70%, of our economy, especially the farmers, it's from agriculture. And of course, tea being a priority. And one of the things that we see has been an issue is value addition. And tea being a priority, we note that a lot of the tea that we have in Kenya is blended to make other teas. And we also don't brand our teas, we don't value addition in packaging. But now with what we are seeing here, I think we're going to see an increased, the balance of trade, will improve. So we are indeed very, very, very grateful to you for that. And looking forward, with Africa France Summit and with the G7, our relationships strengthen. I think we will see much more than that. You've mentioned about many other products. And of course, us as the embassy and representing Kenya, we are there to support in every way.
This event, for like all of you said, it's a very emotional and it's an event with deep meaning, both in fact and also symbolically. Because what I believe is what has been done with tea, and this event shows what can be achieved. And I'm sure it is a challenge, and that farmers back home, once they get to know the transformation that can occur, they will be asking, whether they are in farmer society, whether they are in factories, they will be asking their leaders, if this can be done in tea, why can't it be done in coffee? So I think we look at this event as a seminal event that will set off a cascade of events.
Kakotoi kibagengeit noton nebo Kass walet noton nebo syllabus chebo sukulishekab muswoknotet en emoni en dakyinetab nebo keker kele kamuch konyor somanenik naet ak kakuyet neo en somanet mising en kasarta netiengei emoni ak ng'wendet somanet nebo muswoknotetab kasari en dakyinetab kekanapta kamugetab neranik nebo kotononjigei.
In the space of national programs, currently we have close. Let's also appreciate this.
National Polytechnic, which is one of the centers, CASNEP centers in the country. We have about 12 or 11 more where we are training CASNEP programs in this country. As you are aware at this level, as you are aware, CASNEP, they are professional trainers. And we are very happy to integrate their professional training with the technical training that we are doing in the technical centers like this one. So what we are looking forward into, even as CASNEP revises the syllabus and the guides, what we are hoping for is that the technical training and the professional training which they are doing will be able to be integrated, and we'll be able to get also training in micro credentials within that professional space. Why are the micro credentials for us especially in the technical training important? Because we need now in this country, if we are going to Singapore, to come up with people who can change a space very dramatically. And therefore, when we hear that CASNEP wants to have micro-credentials where we are training these young people to be able to be excellent in a certain space, so that whenever they go, therefore, outside there to certain institutions, or they can be able to transform those institutions very pragmatically because they have been well polished in a certain area of training. Or even when they go and start their own enterprises, which is what we are encouraging, then they will be able to move with those enterprises very well, because CASNEP will have crafted them in the business areas very, very with exactness. We have been training and educating young people in this country for many years. We are all aware. But which is the niche that we have been missing? We have been missing that niche where we craft our young people with exactness, and they are able to do what they are required to do by the changing world with the exactness that is required.
And what we're committed to is continuous learning. You can't graduate and then that's it. The world is changing so rapidly. You need avenues and opportunities to really learn different things and allow you to, like she said, have a niche, have a proper understanding of a specific sector, so that whether there's a job or not, once you have that qualification, you're really able to get into that sector and actually make it and change it. So really, that's what this event is about. We're launching we're launching a new syllabus, of course, taking into account the changing industry and the changing sector. And we're also launching the micro-credentials, revision studies. Our goal is not just to have skilled people or skilled generations, but empowered ones, because that's the only way we succeed as a nation.
CASNEP is here to launch a number of things, and we chose Eldoret National Polytechnic, the Eldoret National Polytechnic, because of their status. They are a center of excellence, and we are launching all the centers of excellence based here in Eldoret, but also available in the rest of Kenya. We are also launching our revision guides for our, which are also like study packs for our students who are pursuing various programs, qualifications, and also we are also giving an update to all our stakeholders regarding the syllabuses review, major syllabuses review, and also to launch accredited training institutions.
My name is Dr. Koye Charles, the Chief Principal at the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Today we host CASNEP during this 2-day Centers of Excellence and Accredited Training Institutions conference and launch. And this is a testament of confidence and trust that the CASNEP have on the institution, and we really appreciate that. And during this function, the Eldoret National Polytechnic will also be branded as a Center of Excellence by CASNEP. And we believe that this partnership will be able to unlock even greater opportunities for both our trainees and our staff.
Chitab Kalenjin ko choton ko logoiwekab emet chekaimuch kaitun eng ketesiet noton ichame nebo Kass TV nekasomanun kwane Shadrack Mutai. akomwowon en director Brian Tuva kole makimwa en tai kele kitindoi Naomi Cherotich en oret noton nebo kabarunet. Naomi Cherotich kongoen boisiet nemie nekakisuldaen tuan en kibagenge yekan kaketau logoiwekab emet en dakikoshek 33 chekakokitau kong'ete sait 7 akoi nguni kakiwang'u. Kainenyin ko Shadrack Mutai, tesetai Kass TV amun kimnatet naet.